Balnazzar is the first boss in Scarlet Enclave. He has 3 phases. Phase 1. When pulling the boss, pull him all the way towards the wall in the back of the area. This will allow you to pump a bunch of extra DPS as he walks back to the fountain before he enters Phase 2, similar to Onyxia. Make sure to have an off-tank pull all of the adds to the back of the boss and cleave those down while DPSing the boss. You'll get a debuff called Carrion Swarm. This debuff ticks for shadow damage and spreads to other players if you are too close. If you receive more than 1 stack, just sidestep or wiggle slightly to the left or right until your stacks drop back down to 1 or 0. It's about a 2-yard radius, so you don't need to be super spread, and I've found that just strafing slightly will reduce your stacks. At around 70% health, the boss will start transitioning to Phase 2. He will run back towards the fountain, pop all cooldowns, and get him as low as possible before he flies up. Phase 2. Balnazzar takes flight. 4 light circles will appear around the fountain. If you are standing outside of the light circle, you will be silenced and not be able to cast any spells. So it's important to have all your casters, hunters, and healers spread out evenly amongst all these circles. If you are inside one of the light circles and get silenced, you just have to swap to a different circle. Adds will spawn in this phase, and melee should be hard focusing the adds down while ranged continues to DPS the boss. The adds will cast Fear. You can kick, drop a Tremor Totem, or use Fear Ward to stop your tanks from getting feared. Players will also receive a debuff called Circle of Domination. When this debuff hits 0, that player will be mind controlled. When you receive this debuff, try and run away from the raid so that when you get mind controlled, you don't get cleaved down by your melee group. When a player gets mind controlled, you need to CC them away from the raid to help them avoid dying. Paladins can bubble, and mages can ice block. Phase 3. Balnazzar lands at around 40% health. The light circles on the ground will start to disappear, but infernals will come down from the sky. These infernals act as light circles. If you are next to an infernal, it will clear your silence and allow you to cast spells. Your main tank should pick up the first infernal and hold it with the boss. This is a burn phase, so all your DPS should blow all cooldowns and focus on burning down the boss as fast as possible, while healers and tanks should also pop their cooldowns to keep the raid alive. Priest barriers are an absolute must-have here to mitigate tons of raid damage. At 5%, Balnazzar goes down and you've beat the first boss of the Scarlet Enclave.